monotony and simplicity lead to happiness. The things that make us happy are being good at small and trivial tasks. What are these small and trivial tasks? It could be reading a book, listening to music, meditating alone without meeting anyone, sweeping the yard, or simply looking at flowers. It refers to the ordinary things in our daily lives. The narrower our perspective and actions, the wider our range of happiness. Instead of pursuing pleasure, we should seek wisdom, and instead of pursuing happiness, we should seek enlightenment. The broader our view of the world, the greater our desires become. As our perspective and range of actions expand, desires increase, leading to worries and anxieties about fulfilling them. The more people we meet, the more friends we have, and the more people we like, the greater the range of contact with hopes and desires, creating opportunities and environments for unhappiness. To become happy, we should minimize fluctuations in our will and mind. Suffering arises from an active mind, while happiness arises from a passive mind. Peace, tranquility, and serenity in our minds are much better than unhappiness caused by ambition, restlessness, noise, and busyness. We already know the despair and emptiness that come after achievement, which allows us to make such assumptions. When writers, painters, or musicians depict happiness in their artistic creations, it is evident where human happiness comes from, as they often portray idyllic pastoral landscapes, tranquility, and beauty. They consistently praise the serene countryside, natural scenery, and unexpectedness when describing happiness. Artists know that simplicity and monotony are fundamental conditions for happiness. Leading a simple and monotonous life is the only path to experiencing happiness. Ultimately, human happiness and unhappiness depend on one's state of mind, but those who can endure simplicity and monotony must possess the intellectual capacity to handle a contemplative life. Only then can they escape the shadow of ennui. Individuals with an empty inner self seek endless stimulation from the outside world. If they cannot find satisfaction externally, they self-destruct. The absence of pain and pleasure is the most blissful state. A wise person desires a state without suffering, not just pleasure. We should merely seek tranquility without pain. To live happily means to endure the least amount of suffering possible. Life can be seen as a training ground for enduring suffering, rather than merely living for pleasure. Therefore, happiness cannot be the portion of those who have only experienced great joy and pleasure, but rather the portion of those who have endured suffering well. If we make joy and pleasure our goal for happiness, we will always be ensnared by greater suffering due to our dissatisfaction with ourselves and jealousy towards others. If you are currently in a state without pain or ennui, you can claim to be happy right now.